what's up, Scott Balcom here with Imagination Creation Films, and today, well, we're talking about this, the Aputure B7c. Another bright idea from the folks over at Aputure. So if you've been following along on the channel for the last, well, numerous videos, you've probably seen this little guy right here show up all over the place. It's been in glasses, it's been, well, I mean, it's been practically everywhere. It's always doing just a little something. And it's been great to check out this bulb, and today I get to share everything that I've learned and a little bit more along the way. Now, before we jump into this little $70 bulb that you've always needed but never knew you could buy until now, I want to take a moment and ask that you go ahead and click subscribe and, the little alert bell, and share this channel with all your friends. I mean, it's a great community of filmmakers just like you, and, well, we think you'd be a great part of it. So, yeah, let's dive into this little gray package of color happiness. Now, this is the Aputure B7c, and you may be asking, I thought it was called the Aputure RC before, and, well, you'd be right. It was also only 5 watts before, and now it's 7 watts. But, let's not get ahead of ourselves here. This bulb is designed, refined, tested, and streamlined, and what they ended up with is nothing short of magical for filmmakers of all levels. Now, to be transparent, Aputure didn't send me this bulb for review, and as always, I'm allowed to say whatever the heck I want, and, if you know me, I'm just going to tell you the truth, and, every good and bad that comes along with it. Now, we are going to jump around here a bit because, well, that's how my brain works, and it's easier for me to make my points if I'm allowed to ramble. So first, if you notice, it is a standard Edison E26, E27 bulb. It screws into any standard light socket, and it works with pretty much any voltage out there on the Edison socket standard. So my friends overseas can happily use it too without issue. But wait, there's more. It's also battery powered, so you can use it with a power cord or not. You can use it with a lamp or not. So why might that be important? Well, throwing a quick practical lamp into a scene becomes much easier when you don't have to worry about hiding all your cords and stingers, and you don't have to have dimmers. That's right. The bulb dims from 0 to 100% in any color. It's an RGBWW light. In fact, it's the same LEDs that's in their amazing Nova P300C, which is right there, doing an amazing job as always. So you can dial in any color in the room and make it work. And then you can dial in the brightness you want without any power cords. In addition, with their app, which we'll talk about more later, you use all the effects that they have. So like broken light fixture, well, the gag is even better when the bulb itself is in the practical and it does all the effects itself. You don't need to buy an external box anymore. Let's talk about quality. Now, I've been a big fan of Aputure and what their team has created over the years. And well, just like the Nova P300C, this little light of mine, well, they're going to make it shine. More to the point, this is not the light I have seen repeatedly over the past 18 months. In fact, each time I've seen it, it's been a little different. It's evolved greatly and has become even more useful. It's brighter, it's more accurate, it's more durable, it's more heat resistant, it's now quiet, it has no fan at all, it has passive cooling, and it's flicker free. Yep, they've tested this light to over 1,000 frames a second, so it's going to be useful when and where you need it. And speaking of where you need it, when you don't have it plugged into power, the batteries can run this bulb at full output for over 70 minutes. That's right, 70 minutes full output. Or if you just need a little amount of light at the minimum brightness, it'll run it for 20 hours. Now going back to quality for a moment, its light output has a CRI and a TLCI of 95 plus. Now it's equal to about a 50 watt tungsten bulb, and it's able to produce white light variations that are remarkably smooth and flattering. It has a wide temperature range of 2000 to 10,000 degrees Kelvin, so skin tones you can match to whatever light you need to. And with the app, you can use any one of the many gels that are programmed, so you can easily match those as well. Let's just choose some gels. There's CTB, there is half CTB, that's without CTB, and that is a tungsten color. So let's switch to daylight. There's daylight. Let's do full CTO on daylight. Hey, look at there. It looks like a tungsten bulb, but it's gelled in the app. Kind of cool. But more on the app later. On the bulb itself, there are 3 buttons, a power button and a plus and a minus button. And with those buttons, you can access several simple color, temperature, and brightness presets that are built into the bulb. And you can activate operating modes. So what are the 2 operating modes, you ask? Well, how did you know there were 2? I didn't tell you yet. Oh, you figured it out. Okay. Yeah, there's 2. AC mode, well, it works just like a normal light bulb. You plug it into the light socket, you turn the switch, it turns on. Yay, it's a light bulb. You turn it off, it turns off. Now, when you switch it to DC mode, well, when you turn the switch off, it'll automatically just turn the light on, even if the power's cut. So you can keep it running even if there's a power outage, which I'm not really sure how often that would come in handy, where your set's still operating although your power's out. It's there for you, should you need it. Now the bulb shape has been carefully thought through to make sure it provides a soft output with a relative 160 degree beam angle, making it perform similar to normal household bulbs. And it has a very unique shape that also helps with the passive cooling. Now, the aluminum on the outside acts as a radiator and a heat sink, and it can basically allow air to flow through. This absorbs it, keeps it at a warm temperature as opposed to hot, and then the heat can escape through the top. And, it's just a little bit larger than a normal bulb, so there are really only a few fixtures that will have any difficulty fitting this bulb. Most of them are going to work just fine. Now, the main purpose of this bulb is to be able to go in and take complete command of most practical lighting fixtures in any set or location, but also to help you craft lighting as a part of your story. And that's where the app comes in. Now, the Sidus Link app has enormous power and capability with its RGB color selection, which, looky there, I'm demoing right now as we just kind of scroll through, and it's not at full brightness. If I brighten it up, you're going to go through and start peeking out the sensor over here. But you can choose any color you want just by sliding the wheel around and kind of just having a little fun. It's it's remarkably easy. Turn that down just a little bit. So it has RGB and it also has HSI should you want to just put in the values yourself. You can do color temperature just by 4,000 or 2,000, or let's switch here. So you can change your color temperature right here. You can slide it all the way from 2,000 to 10,000 very easily. You'll be able to create the color contrast or match any color for any need. Now, speaking of match, with their color picker, you can simply point your phone's camera at any source, click a button, and boom, you have that color in the B7C or any of the other lights in the Aputure. So let's take that right here. So here's our source over here, and it says it is right at about 6,000 degrees Kelvin. So let's switch it, and then boom, This light is now at the exact same temperature that this one is. Let's see what it is bouncing off this table. It's 3750. It switches it over to 3750. So also you can do the color picker, and the color picker allows you to go, say, like this red cup right here, and say, pick up that color, and boom, it picked it up. Look at this lovely green right here. Let's choose this green. I like the green right there. And now we have that green replicated over there. I mean, that's just a little bit of awesomeness. Plus, with the Bluetooth mesh technology that they use in their fixtures now, you can link hundreds of these bulbs or any of the other fixtures and do all the effects through here. And speaking of linked Aputure fixtures, this is where the fun really begins, because you can create or even just select complex sequences of lighting effects and apply them to a number of fixtures with their Solis Pro effects in the app, like this. Very simple. I just programmed that here in like 20 seconds. But you can have it fade, you can have it flash, you can have it perform any of those other features that they have. You can do that all with the app in here. Now, you could even have all the lights begin to fail in dramatic ways, all at the same time, but with different patterns. If you just want to duplicate a pattern of light, say like a nice fireplace or maybe a lightning storm, you can record it with your phone with the Solis Link Picker effects, and it will apply the recording to the fixtures of your choice. There's virtually limitless amount of creativity at your fingertips with this app and the Aputure lights and their mesh network. You get it. I'll be doing a more in-depth video with this particular feature in the near future. I really have been enjoying playing with it, but I'm nowhere near ready to perform some magic for you yet, but soon. Plus, I like to let the dust settle just a little bit and not throw everything at you at once. Yeah. Now, the Aputure B7c light bulb is available for shipping immediately, and it has a retail price of only $70. Yeah, you heard that at the beginning, but let me reiterate it here. It's only $70. Let's be honest. There are a lot of smart bulbs on the market today that cost this amount or even more, and they can't do anywhere near what the B7c can do. And like those bulbs flicker a lot, like crazy. So yeah, why would you want those when this one is flicker free to 1,000 frames a second? So instead of trying to find a bulb that you think might work, you can just buy the one that already does right now. Well, it's available right now for shipping. So what are the negatives? Well, if you are on a low budget, these can be a little pricey compared to, say, a regular LED light bulb, but these would pay off in the very long run. Because you buy once, cry once. Buy something that's going to do everything that you need long term. You spend a little money up front and you don't have to spend it again later. And the bulb itself is also a little larger than a normal bulb, so there are some types of fixtures where this is just not going to work. For instance, some of those low profile ceiling fixtures and some ceiling fans, they may not work either because it's not an Edison bulb. It uses, a G whatever bulb standard. Yeah. But, if you swap out the fixture or adapt the bulb, then, you'll be back on track. And the last real negative is that the battery life. Well, it runs for over 70 minutes, which can be a lot or it can be a little. It's not going to run all day. Even if you're turning it off and on between takes, you're going to have to charge it. So use it sparingly and perhaps really only as required. And if you're going to be doing that, maybe charge it during those long breaks between takes, maybe at lunch. Just work smarter. Maybe you might have 5 or 6 of these bulbs and then you can swap them out so that you can keep them charged. It just depends. So, I mean, keep that in mind. Now, what are the positives? Well, there are quite a few. The flexibility, the colors, the effects, the battery-powered ability when it's used within its known capabilities, the app, the mesh-linked fixtures, the support, and the backing of a company that has proven it cares a lot about its customers. There's so much this little bulb can do that, quite honestly, it's quite worth it to have half a dozen or even a full dozen of these in your kit, because you don't know what you're going to walk into sometimes. And having these, with the flexibility that they have, you'll be able to go in, swap out practicals, and be in control of your lighting. It only costs $70. It's available right now, but I guarantee it's going to sell out the first batch quickly. They also have an 8-pack with a charging case coming out in 2021, and that really is kind of a bright idea. Don't pardon the pun, because I'm all about the puns. Yeah. So what did you think of the Aputure B7c? Are you going to order one or two or 12? What are you planning to use them for? What are you gonna first do with it? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'm truly interested in all the ideas that you come up with, because this is a pretty great community and I learn just as much from you as you may be learning from me. As always, if you have any questions or comments, put them in the comment section down below. I try to read and respond to each and every one, even if it's just to say thank you. And remember to like and subscribe and click the alert bell and share the channel with all your friends. I mean, it really does help. Also, you can support me by any of the links down below, Amazon affiliate links. You can use the applause button just to send me a little bit of money. You can directly PayPal me. All of that is greatly appreciated. I really do thank each and every one of you that reaches out each week and just says, thanks, Scott, I appreciate it. I think it's a lot better than just doing Patreon. And I love that each of you are doing that. And as always, as I like to leave it, don't let your passions center around your life. Let your life center around your passions.